Hiya. Right, what I was going to do now is just going to do a small video just to show you the printing that we've been doing during lockdown. I thought it might be of interest. Uh, the printing was called cyanotype. Never used it before, so for me it was just about experimenting and seeing what we could get done and what would happen. And the thing is about cyanotype is that it's a simple process. You just need the sun and some water. So and that was something we had abundance of in the last couple of months. There's a lot of sun. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to briefly tell you the process, and then I'll show you examples of it. The process is about you can use any paper you want or any material as long as it can stay on it or attach itself to it, and then you just paint this fluid on, and then leave it dry, and then expose it to the sun. And that was some of the tests we were doing, because I never used it before, but I think it was roughly on a good strength sun, it would be about 5 minutes, and then wash it with water, and then Bob's your uncle. You get some results. It took us a while, mind, for me to say Bob's your uncle, because a lot of the time Bob was not my uncle. And I kept on, I don't know, anyway, there was a lot of things that didn't go right, but I think we got there in the end. And what was really important, I think, is the paper you use. I mean, that does come into it, so depending on what kind of paper you use, that will be the strength of the image as well. So I'll just give you a quick tour of some of the results that we had. Oh, wait. Okay. These are some of the results. Using, again, paper which I just had around in my home, because as you know, I'm not in the studio now, I'm in my home. And so this is what we had hanging around, really. So as you can see, it's basically blue, what you get. And so you can create whatever patterns you want under it. And these are like, I've done this paper, incidentally, is really good for the stuff, because it really takes it. And as you can see, there's different colors of blue depending on the paper. So there's lots of things to learn about this process. And some of the most exciting stuff we had existing acetate or negatives, large negatives, which I could use, which was great. But then I started trying to make my own. And just using oil and a photocopier, we started making our own negatives. And okay, it's not as, the image wasn't as vivid as the negatives, but we certainly got something. And this is really an example. So that would come from a homemade negative. So hopefully you can see that. And again, that's George Floyd, and you can see the connection with the studio. So when I'm going down there, and that was a lot of it was making the stencils from collage, and then taking it further and further, and then looking at, we were in lockdown, and what can we use? So we throw, a lot of it gets recycled, so I was looking at a lot of the recycling packaging, and I was thinking, can we use that? So instead of throwing it away or recycling it, we used that, and as you can see, that was quite some strong images came out of that. So so yeah, so this is where I've been really working from in the summertime, this and outdoors. But as you can see, let me put the phone down over there for you. As you can see, so some of the strengths, some of these imageries was absolutely brilliant, which I really enjoyed. And then I was taking that to the most recent, but I'm a terrible in a way that I don't like to stop. Sometimes I don't pull myself away from these images just to leave them, because it's always nice to sort of like see how long you can take them before before you think, oh well, that's gone now, that's rubbish. And here's a circle one, and but like I said, even if I did think they were rubbish, what I can do then, I can paint over the paper, so it's not really wasted as much, and as long as you're learning from it, you can't stress that enough. And so that was it. And let me show you another example of this imagery. This is what we used from the studio, and as I was saying to you, you know, you can paint this stuff on anything. So a lot of them have been absorbing material like paper. But here we are. Somebody was giving these away on the on social media. They had loads of them. Like I suppose they're from a store window, and they used to be dressed up. But if I painted this stuff on it and just gradually left it in the sun with all certain negatives on it, I could actually get an image on it. Not as fanciful as maybe the other ones, but it's a start. So yeah, so it's always nice to explore stuff, do new things. So here we are. I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into what we've been up to, and on that. So hope to see you again, perhaps. Bye.